What is up, guys, and welcome to the Crypto with Leo YouTube channel. Now, this is my first video on this page, so all I ask is that you subscribe, like, do your due diligence, get in the comments. Today, we've got an absolutely insane video, and I've put a lot of work into it, and that is all about the metaverse. Now, this is a massive talking point at the moment, mainly because of a huge catalyst piece of news, that being Facebook changing the name to Meta. And of course, relating it to crypto in general. I mean, if we head over to CoinMarketCap right now, I mean, what we'll look first of all is just what we're seeing up here. Bitcoin currently sitting around 62,265, up 5% over the past, obviously, 7 days. However, what I do want to have a look at, and something you're all going to enjoy looking at, is obviously the metaverse. Now, already you're seeing absolutely crazy gains. I mean, across the board here, Decentraland up 284% in the last 7 days alone. So shout out to anyone that was involved in that, made some nice profits. Sandbox as well, 295%, and the gains just go all around. Vulcan, 116%, etc. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy right there. I mean, we've got some absolutely amazing games on here. And I do think it's just the start of the metaverse in general. This was one piece of catalyst, which I think the space really needed in general. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video for you guys today, mainly because there's a huge misunderstanding around, what the metaverse actually is, the implications or what it'd be like going forward. And then furthermore, what are the current factors stopping us from just, jumping into the metaverse already? How close are we to it, etc.? What kind of names are interested? So that's literally everything this PowerPoint, this video is going to explain to you today. I promise you're going to walk away with this understanding every piece. Now, whether you're listening to this driving in the car, etc., or sitting in your bed right now about to go to bed, whatever it is, get strapped in, because I promise you by the end of this, your mind's going to be blown and you're going to be extremely excited for what's to come. So, of course, quite simply, the metaverse. To put it simply, what is the metaverse? It's probably the key question everyone's going to be asking at the start, and something I've been getting a lot on my comments on TikTok, for example. What is it? The name's flying around. Everyone's interested in it. People are making insane amounts of money. What is it? Currently, there is no singular creator or definition of the metaverse. It's quite literally loosely defined as a digital reality similar to the World Wide Web, pretty much the internet, what we have today, but combining elements of social media, augmented reality, online gaming, and cryptocurrencies, all of these to allow users to act and interact virtually. Quite literally is a digital world. While the concept is still in its early stages, its potential is enormous. And I mean, that pretty much, as a digital world, that speaks volumes in itself. But it is quite literally the transition from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0 in a way. It's taking the two-dimensional to three-dimensional. It's no longer two-dimensional, we're in it. And that's exactly what we're about to get onto now. To simply explain it, and this is obviously breaking it down in the simplest form possible, you can contrast the concept of the metaverse with the standard two-dimensional web pages that we currently have populating the internet. That quite literally being like Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if many of you remember, there used to be a gaming thing on Google. It was called Miniclip, or if that was just a UK thing. I used to play that all the time in school. It's two-dimensional games, or any games pretty much that we have nowadays. Call of Duty, Fortnite, Minecraft. They're populating everywhere, but they're two-dimensional. CEO of Facebook, Mark Wahlberg, there you go, mistake. Mark Zuckerberg defined it in a really nice way. And this is what I was saying in the previous slide. Instead of just viewing content, you are in it. Let me say that again. Instead of viewing content in the metaverse, you are in it. Now, how does that not get you excited? All right, we're going to carry on. The metaverse today. Obviously, now you know what the metaverse is, but whereabouts are we with it? There's so much hype around it. Where are we? For years, there have been interactions of the metaverse or iterations of the metaverse, whether in the form of social media, virtual reality, online gaming, or the cryptocurrency realm. There are currently already interactive and world-building games with elements of the metaverse, and these are probably things you'll piece together straight away. And these will include the likes of Fortnite or Minecraft. These are both examples of, basically interactive world-building games. Somewhat you can relate it to what the metaverse could be like. Obviously, quick examples there for those of you that don't. I'm sure everyone knows those games. Now, users can work and collaborate there, as well as attend events and then exchange real-world currency, for virtual goods and services. That being whether it's V-Punks and, these kind of events, they used to hold them all the time if there's a massive update and you see some crazy event, you can jump into a server with your friends and it's massively exciting. However, these digital worlds have been largely self-contained thus far. And I say thus far because where are we heading? Metaverse visionaries envision a virtual universe in which people can move seamlessly between these various types of digital worlds. Are you starting to see how this is working? So the metaverse is quite simply not a two-dimensional world. It is not a self-contained world. It is quite literally interoperable with everything. You're seamlessly moving between whatever you want, whether that's playing games, talking to friends, going to different virtual worlds, etc. Things like that. Users will have the ability to keep the same virtual identity in the form of a digital avatar, perhaps. So whether that quite literally, I don't know if anyone's seen the film Ready Player One, and you're going to catch it on a slide a bit later. The film Ready Player One, defines it perfectly. If you've seen that, the avatars that people have in that are absolutely crazy. Obviously, one of them is not so crazy, the main character, but another guy is like some crazy beast looking thing, definitely an alien. So it's basically your avatar would be your digital identity. Now, whether you buy that in the form of an NFT or you design it yourself, the possibilities are endless. So furthermore, the assets they own in one world would be worth the same in another. Now, this is the key thing. Right now, we have a lot of, metaverse games, or whether two-dimensional games. Fortnite skins in Fortnite are worth something. They're worth a certain amount of V-Bucks. You exchange that into another world, whether that be Minecraft, which I know you can't right now, but just think of it as an example. You transfer that into Minecraft, they're worthless. They don't mean anything. And that's the difference. The whole point is creating interoperability, seamlessly moving between digital worlds. So the assets you own in one are worth the exact same in another world. Furthermore, like I said, the assets they own in one world would be worth the same in another. Across the metaverse, we could see or adopt a digital currency that is universally accepted. Now, I'm sure you guys can get active in your brains. You probably all have a favorite currency. What currency, crypto this is, do you think could be universally accepted? I mean, because right now, and this is where you can start to see it, like you can see the problems with what we have today. Be like Fortnite has V-Bucks, but they're worthless in another game. Just like today, plenty of decentralized games, play to earn, etc., that they're only worth what they are in that game. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas in a metaverse, there is one universally accepted currency. So you can see, that already the kind of limiting factors that we've got. Now, real world interest, it's all good talking about the idea of it, but, what's actually happening as we move towards it? Is there real world interest from these, because at the end of the day, we can all, as a retail spectator, I can have an amazing imagination, but that's not going to get the metaverse any further forward. So Jensen Huang, CEO of computer graphics chipmaker NVIDIA, stated, "I'm fairly sure at this point that the metaverse is going to be a new economy that is larger than our current economy." Now, whether you see that as a good thing or, slightly sad in a way, I'm sure any of you have seen the film WALL-E, how they all end up, horrible and fat. And could that be what this is? He's predicting in a way that, people are going to get so wrapped up in the metaverse that economy gets bigger than the one we have now. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of that comment. I thought it was really, really interesting, though. Now, for those that don't know or why this is a really good piece of real world interest, NVIDIA is a world known for creating integrated circuits that are used in everything from video game consoles to PCs. So you can see why they're interested in the metaverse. The company is a market leader in high-end graphic processing units, or GPUs, as you will know. Fair to say, a trustworthy source, which is why I valued and put this in here. Their investment in the metaverse has some forecasting it will be one day outgrow Apple. Now, they are just one of the many companies striving for a piece of the metaverse gold rush. Epic Games, Microsoft, and a slew of other companies have launched their own initiatives. And that is very true. Now, if you've seen recent news, Microsoft did actually come out with something today, literally hinting towards that as well. And as we're about to get in just now, there's a piece of news which I'm sure you've all seen. And that is, of course, this Facebook. Now, Mark Zuckerberg has been speaking about the metaverse, longer than I can imagine. And Facebook has been actually investing in the metaverse and virtual and augmented reality. And you can see this through partnerships or, the kind of companies they've been picking up in the past, another who they're working with, etc. So CEO Mark Zuckerberg can be dated back to July this year, saying that in the next 5 years, the company will attempt to transition from a social media company to a metaverse company. However, and I put this in here now, however, it seems his visions could not wait, as we recently saw the first example of the transition when they changed their name from Facebook to Meta. Now, guys, we were all so excited when this news came out, and it really sparked the hype as I go back to this page here, which caused all these assets to absolutely fly. I'm talking hundreds of percent. There was gains to be made. And it was because this right here, this piece of news was a catalyst. It sparked the interest. Now people are looking into it. So that's why I'm making this video. I want you guys to understand it. So as well, another one, we're seeing huge brands like Nike. Nike confirm intentions on joining the metaverse with a recent job listing. Now, of course, this was on October 23rd, 2021. So it was relatively near term. Now, the job itself is called a virtual material designer. And it's when you get to this last line here, which I just found so exciting, you will play a key role in redefining our digital world, ushering us into the metaverse and growing our team's capabilities. Now, they've also been seen trademarking a multitude of things as well. And I think we'll see Nike definitely play a huge role in this. Now, whether they took the route of, flowing into NFTs, I think that'd be absolutely awesome. Some Nike NFTs, I can see them on the secondary market doing an absolute madness. And that is something I'd personally get involved with myself. Coming from, I used to resell shoes quite a lot of Jordans, etc. I'm a huge fan of Nike. I think I've got quite a pair of their shoes myself. So yeah, to see them transition into the NFT space, let's get it. I'm all for it. So of course, once again, we've talked about real world interest now. We've talked about what it is, but what are the current hurdles in the way that are stopping us getting there? Now, many representations of the metaverse, are heavily weighted towards games and entertainment. I mean, the main example I just gave you was quite literally Fortnite and Minecraft and how they lack interoperability. And, they're very one-dimensional games, and you're stuck in that world when you're playing it. However, that is just the tip of the iceberg. According to the experts, the metaverse must contain a lot more than that. Other essential features include a complete economy and extraordinary interoperability, which will allow users to transport identities and material from one location to another. So now you're really starting to grasp the importance of interoperability. It's a digital world where, there are going to be so many different places to be, and it's bringing everything together. So it connects together. So you can see why Facebook are jumping on this. Social media, augmented reality, games, you can see why they're getting involved. That quite literally, as it described in the other one, it's a gold rush. I guarantee you this will change the landscape of what we perceive to be wealth right now. The metaverse will absolutely change the game. So limiting factors. It's important to understand that the current limiting factors that need to be overcome before we can transition this into reality. So as of right now, in the blockchain world, there is no way for anyone to reap the full benefits of ledger technology. This is due to the lack of interoperability. Now, we are seeing some projects try and help this out. And obviously, if you look into the likes of QNT, and this is obviously making interoperability between chains. Now, with no compatibility, there is now additional friction for new users entering the crypto space or the crypto sphere. Now, I say this because it can get confusing. It gets daunting. There's so many different projects now, so many different chains, people just getting into crypto. There is so much to learn straight away. Now, this is not just a limiting factor for the metaverse, but the whole space in general, as I just described. In addition, our current computing capabilities are not yet capable of supporting a sustained digital world that millions of users simultaneously can experience in real time. You guys can already see how much is going to have to go into this to get it to, bring it to fruition. So once again, as the cryptosphere has grown, more blockchains have been developed to address a range of different specific needs. While these chains are successfully solving these problems that they're setting out to do, the fact that there are now an increased number of independent chains does not change the fact that it's making things a lot harder to progress. Now, although I do understand we're definitely at the bottom of the stairs right now. These things need to happen. We're attacking different utilities, so they can get utilized in different things. However, one of the biggest things, interoperability, bringing it all together, and that's when the real growth is going to occur. The main concern is that data stored on the chains is limited to the chains on which it was created, lacking interoperability. Simple. So as you can see, that's probably one of the biggest limiting factors right now, and everyone's aware of it. So the interoperability issue. This problem currently relates onto the metaverse. Why? This is because the metaverse, every single thing you can imagine would be represented in the form of an NFT, non-fungible based token. So therefore, without interoperability, you'd be limited. And this is the problem with games nowadays. You'd be limited by centralized methods in order to exchange. This goes against everything the metaverse is about, guys. Do you understand what I'm saying? The whole point is you're free. Okay. There's no limiting factors. You're not stuck. It's the metaverse. So now I've mentioned NFTs, big talk of the town right now. What is the NFT's role going to be in the metaverse? They'll provide identity and diversity to the metaverse. NFTs allow participants to not only design spaces within the metaverse, but also to own them and transfer ownership of the space that they have worked so hard to create. Now, why is blockchain important? Why is this technology important? Why do we need NFTs? So why is blockchain important? It is key as without the supervision and control of a metaversal government, which is obviously the whole point of a metaverse, I mean, is completely self-run, it is without the control of a metaversal government, other regulatory authority, blockchain technology would guarantee the safety and visibility of metaverse transactions and identities. Furthermore, NFTs would allow metaverse users to own one-of-a-kind items. And we're already seeing that today. This is why some NFTs are going for extortionate prices. The whole point of NFTs is the fact they're limited, that, you can own one-of-a-kind items, and it's proven on the blockchain. Much like in the real world, and cryptocurrencies would provide a roadmap for how the metaversal economy will take shape. So obviously I'm relating to NFTs we have right now and relating them to the real world. And then also cryptocurrencies, they would really help creating the metaversal economy. Like I said, again, guys, put down in the comments what you think that universal currency could be. So obviously we've wrapped up. We pretty much nearly covered everything. Let's go to the conclusion. This is the exciting part. You've pretty much learned everything there is to know so far. It is important to understand that the metaverse will not be activated by the flipping of a switch. In other words, we're not just going to wake up one day, Mark Zuckerberg pops out of nowhere and goes, guys, it's here. Everyone order your crazy little goggles and jump into the metaverse with me. Instead, it will emerge gradually as changes in society and technological advancements allow internet users to move more fluidly. Like I said, we haven't even, solved the interoperability problem that we have now. So we can't just jump to the metaverse straight away, as that's probably one of the main limiting factors. So the development of the metaverse will arise naturally as people spend more time online. Now, this is a big talking point where people get upset and they say, are we transitioning into just a massive, are we just going to get stuck online? And I think, that's a fair opinion. But I think, understanding, and I do say this a lot, whether there's going to be rules in place, the world progresses through efficiency. And you cannot stop the inevitable either. What we can do is try and profit off of it and, move with it. We're so early on. If you're watching still in this video, you've got a mindset above others because you're willing to learn about what is genuinely going to change the world in the future. So as naturally and use more people spend time online and connect more of their identities to basically connecting more of their identities to their digital counterparts, comparable to how no formal change marked the transition from Web 1.0 to 2.0. Do you understand? So all these things transition absolutely naturally. So it's never just flip of a switch, as much as we'd love to see that happen, guys. So as we move on, present digital platforms allow users to move around freely within the boundaries of individual services. So obviously that's talking about present games that we have now at Fortnite, Minecraft, as I mentioned. Interoperability between platforms, however, is severely constrained. Think about it this way. You can build anything in Minecraft, but you can't transfer your creations into Fortnite. The metaverse will make it easy to create unique content and freely distribute it across a vast, vast virtual world. Technology companies are continuing to push for standardizations as the need to reduce fragmentation between chains grows, obviously relating back to interoperability. In relation to the metaverse, this will allow game players to live in a world where an NFT can be traded with anyone, irrespective of which blockchain they utilize. No more of these, different exchanges, none of that. It's just bang, interoperability, we're there. You want it, you got it. I want it, I got it. Do you get it? So let's wrap it up with this. While it's simple to connect Fortnite to the metaverse, that is just one strand of its possibilities. The most obvious insight is simply the internet on its own. If the internet is a video tour of your house with brief glimpses into each room, as I'm sure we've all seen before or gone online, glimpses into each room in a predefined sequence, the metaverse is the house itself. Now, reading that, you will see we haven't moved in to the metaverse yet. However, trust me when I say we have already signed up to the meta contract. is happening with or without you guys. Whether you choose to ride this wave, profit off of it, get involved, do your research, that's completely up to you. Guys, I really hope you've enjoyed my first video. All I ask is you go and follow over on my other socials. Obviously, we've got the likes of my Instagram, lacking a bit right now. I've only just become a personal brand, that being Crypto with Leo. And of course, my Twitter as well, very active on here. So yeah, guys, if you could all go over, give those things a follow. I think, honestly, guys, this is really just the beginning of the metaverse space in general. I really hope you've enjoyed this lovely little presentation I put together for you guys. But yes, the metaverse, this has been the Metaverse with Crypto with Leo. Thank you for watching. Peace out.